Okay, good morning, everybody. Yeah, I am on my way to Costa Rica. Woohoo! Yeah, but I'm not there yet. I'm probably traveling over Snoqualmie Pass right about now. By the time you guys watch this, I'll be like driving in the truck, heading over. But that's okay, So here's the deal. Review today. Test tomorrow. So test tomorrow. So you come in tomorrow, you sit down, the substitute's going to stamp your homework. I'll collect the stamp sheet when we get back, but tomorrow on Friday, you come in, you sit down, separate yourselves, and you take the test. Okay, you got 40 minutes to get it done. Just got to go, boom, get it done. Okay, and then have a Merry Christmas. Okay, so let's do the review, and you can use your notes on the test, but you cannot use your phone. Everybody understand that? No phones. Okay, so the test is going to be very similar to this and to the homework. So let's do it. Number one. And hopefully everybody has this passed out to them. So point B is between A and C on Ln. Okay, AB is x plus 2, BC is 7x minus 10. Find the length of AC. The length of AC is 32. Find the length of AB and BC. So let's draw a picture. I like a picture. Pictures always make it so much easier. Okay, it's got to be a line segment because it has a length. So I get A, C. And then B somewhere. We don't know where. It's just somewhere. I'm going to put B here. It doesn't mean it's in the middle. I didn't hear anything about midpoint or bisectors. It's just somewhere, okay? So AB, that is going to be x plus 2. And then BC, 7x minus 10, right? Not a tough problem. Pretty easy because I know the two segments have to add together to make the 32, right? So I'm just going to take my AB, which is my x plus 2, plus BC, which is my 7x minus 10, and it's equal to a length of 32. All right, it's just algebra at this point. We know that. That's a 1x. 1x and 7x makes an 8x. 2 and a negative 10 makes a negative 8 equals 32, right? We're good at solving for x. We're good at this. Plus 8 plus 8. 8x is equal to 40, right? 32 plus 8, divide by 8, x is 5. Cool, so if x is 5, let's go back and find out what they are. So I know that AB is x plus 2, but x is 5. So AB, so I'll put my 5 right there. And I'm going to rewrite it as AB is 5 plus 2, so AB is 7. Okay, if I get going too fast, ask the substitute to please pause the video. I'm going to try and pace this so I don't get going too fast, okay? Not done. I also need to find my BC, but that's easy too because BC, one way you can get it is just subtract from 32. Wouldn't that be the easiest? You could just go 32 minus 7 if I know this is 7, right? Or, and I'm sure Michael figured that out, or I just plug it in, like a lot of kids are just going to plug it in. But either way, BC, Michael's going to say, Mr. Evie's just subtracted from 7. You're right, Michael. Anyway, 7x minus 10. If I put my 5 in, 7 times 5 minus 10. I put the 5 in for x. I get a 35 minus 10, which is going to be a, well, isn't that a 25? And sure enough, those two add up to 32. Wouldn't you know, I'm going to get a phone call right now. Hello? Yes. Awesome. Thank you for reminding me. I'll keep them in. Thanks, Bricks. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. That was Brixie talking to me about flex. Okay, so number 2. From the diagram, give another name for line WQ. WQ, well, I'd call it just line G. See right there, that little G there. So A, I'm going to call it line G. That's easy. Another name for plane V. So to do a plane, you need 3 points. So another name for that would be plane. Use 3 points. How about RST? Now I got to make sure they're not on a line because that would make, I wouldn't go RSF or whatever. Oh, so yep, I'm going to go RST. RST because you get 3 points that are non-collinear. Then it's going to make a plane. Okay, C. Name 3 points that are collinear. Collinear means to be on the same line. Cohabitate, same line. Let me draw a picture so you guys can see it. Collinear. Okay, here's my line. I see 1, 2, 3 points. Okay, so how about my 3 collinear points be R, Q, and S. Now, a 4th point not collinear, well, a 4th point, that'd be T. T is not on that line, so T is non-collinear with these other 3 points. Okay? Awesome. Okay, number 3. G has a midpoint at 5, -6, and the midpoint is 4, 3. Find the other endpoint. Now, I think really the easiest way to do this, because I really want you guys to know the easiest way, I'm just going to draw a picture, and I think you're guys going to agree that it's probably the easiest way to do it is just graph it. I could use the formula. Some of you like the formula. I could show both, but I think it's easier just to draw a picture. So if you have graph paper, it's really handy. Show you what I got here. Let's see here. I have point at 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's almost off my paper, but bummer. And then M is at 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, you know what? I don't think this is a big enough piece of graph paper. So that's the bummer about doing it on a graph paper. So I need a bigger piece of graph paper. That's where I like the form. The form's actually kind of easy too. I'll do both, okay? All right, let me do this again on graph paper, but I need a big piece of graph paper. Right, so if you want to take out a piece of graph paper, maybe. Wow. This thing's much bigger than I had remembered. Okay, so all right, here we go. G is 5, 6, -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, G is, there's G. And M, which is the midpoint, is at 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm still going to have a hard time putting this on graph paper. Wow, this is really a big, long. So I know that if I were to count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1, that I'd have to go up 9 and 1. So the midpoint, the other point's way up here. Okay, the other point's way up here. Call that H. Well, to get to H, I'd have to go up 9, right? So from 3, if I go up 9, 3, I'm going to go up 9. So I got to go up from 3 up 9. It's going to put me at a height of 12. And I got to go over 1, right? I went up 9, back 1. So if I go back 1, I'd be at 4. I'd be at 3. So I'm going to be at 3, 12. Now, that seemed maybe not that easy. If it was on graph paper, it'd be easy. But let's see if we can do it using the formula. Okay, so I'm going to do it another way. I know my midpoint formula. Okay, my midpoint formula is x2 plus x1 over 2. y2 plus y1 over 2. All right. What I want to find is one endpoint. So I'm going to take my midpoint and my point. So I'm going to do this using the formula. It might be easier because this point's so big. Take that point and my midpoint, okay? So my midpoint of my x value is 4. Is equal to my x's, right? So I'm going to go x2 plus 5 over 2. And if I solve for that, I'll get 8 equals x2 plus 5. Well, minus 5, and I get 3 for the x value. Hey, that's what I got on my graph, isn't it? Right? I actually got that 3. And if I do the same thing with the y's, I'll take my y midpoint, which is my 3. I'll set it equal to the y part of my midpoint. y2, g's got a -6 plus a -6 over 2. Multiply by 2 and I get 6 equals y2 minus 6. Add 6 and I get 12. What do you know? We got the same answer by using the formula as well as graphing, okay? Whichever seems the easiest to you. I don't know, I like the graph, but then it doesn't always work, does it? All right, moving on to number 4. All right, number 4. Find both the midpoint and the length. So we know how to find the midpoint. That should be easy. We have 2 points. We've got x1, first point, y1, first point. We have point 2, x2, y2, and for the midpoint, I'm just going to plug them in. Right? So, midpoint formula, x2, so we're going to go midpoint equals. Shall I stop for a second, let you get caught up? All right, here's my formula. It's a point. So x2, we're going to go parentheses 7 plus x1 is 13 over 2 comma y2, which is 10 plus y1, which is 2 over 2. 20 over 2, which is 10. Okay, I'm running out of room. So 20 over 2, see 7 plus 13. 20 over 2 is 10, right? 12 over 2, 10 plus 2, 12 over 2, which is 6. There's my midpoint. Okay, and again, you could actually graph these. If you want to put this on graph paper and find it, that works too. Okay, I'm okay with that. 4. I'm sorry, the length. So to find the length, we need this formula. Okay, big square root. Make sure these formulas are in your notes. Please make sure these formulas are in your notes. You're going to need them. Per big square root, x, parentheses, x2 minus x1 quantity squared plus y2 minus y1 quantity squared. Make sure these are in your notes because you're going to need these tomorrow. Okay, so, all right, here we go. Again, I have my x2, y2, x1, y2, first point, second point. Let's just put the numbers where they belong. x2 is 7. Subtract x1, which is 13 squared. Just put the numbers in the formula. x2, x1, quantity squared, plus y2. y2 is 10. Subtract y1, which is 2, parentheses, quantity squared. Okay, now, all right. Square root of what 7 minus 13 is a negative 6 squared. 10 minus 2 is 8 squared. All right, keep going. Negative 6 squared is positive because a negative times a negative. Negative 6 squared is positive 36 plus 8 squared is 64. 36 plus 64 is square root of 100. And you can use a calculator, but hopefully you know that is just 10. I'm hoping you know that's 10. So that's the length of that line segment. All right, let's turn it over in a second. And we'll look at the back side. Okay, all right. 3, that should be find. I can't spell, can I? Find the area. So first of all, let's find the area. Area is not too bad. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to break this into 2 different figures. I'm going to look at a rectangle, and I'm going to look at a triangle, okay? 2 different figures. A rectangle is pretty easy. So a rectangle, we know is just length times width for the area of a rectangle, right? Hopefully we know that. So the length of this rectangle, the brown one, is the length is 1, 2, 3, 4 times its width or height is 1, 2, 3. So the area of the rectangle is 12. I'm going to circle that because I'm going to add that to the triangle, okay? Now, plus the triangle, and what I know about a triangle is it has an area of 1/2 its base times its height, okay? So I guess if I turn the triangle like that, it's easier to see. I mean, the base could be 2, and the height could be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I look at the triangle that way, then it's going to be 1/2 its base, which we said was 2. Its height was 4. 2 times 4 is 8, but half of 8 is 4. So the total area of this figure, this, I guess it's a pentagon, isn't it? No, it's still quadrilateral. 1, 2, 3, yes, still quadrilateral. The area is 16 units squared. Okay, now let's do the perimeter. Okay, now the perimeter is not too bad because we're just going to add. So let's do the perimeter. I want to do the perimeter. Let's add. So, all right, get another color so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to add this side. That's AD, which is 4 plus. I'm going to add this side AB, which is, oh, golly, I made a mistake. 3. Darn it. I hate it when I make mistakes. 1, 2, 3. Plus AB, which is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus, all the way down, BC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus DC. Now, DC is at a diagonal. So to find DC, I'm going to do the work up here. To find DC, we're going to use Pythagorean's theorem. Okay, I think everybody sees the little right triangle here. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go 4 squared to this triangle right here plus 2 squared. That side equals C squared, which is what we're looking for, that diagonal. So I just go with A squared plus B squared equals C squared. 4 squared plus 2 squared equals C squared. 4 squared is 16. Plus 2 squared is 4 equals C squared. 16 plus 4 is 20 equals C squared. I need to take the square root of 20, and I'm going to use my calculator. It's about 4.5, but let's check it out. Okay, square root of 20, about 4.47. I'm going to round it up to 4.5. Okay, now let's go and finish this problem up. So perimeter, you ready? Let me put that number in there so you can see it. That's about 4.5. Right, that's about 4.5. We just found it approximately. So let's do it. So we're going to go 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4.5 for my perimeter, because we're adding up all the way around. Okay, 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus about 4.5, and I get an answer about 16.5 units for the perimeter. Okay, so far so good. Again, if I get going too fast, please ask the substitute to put a pause and let you catch up, okay? All right, number 6. Angle UVW and angle XYZ are complements. See, that means they add to 90 degrees. That's what we learned yesterday, okay? They add to 90 degrees. So I know that angle UVW plus angle XYZ equals 90 degrees. All right, because that's what complement means. Angle UVW is x minus 10. Angle XYZ is a 4x minus 10. That equals 90. All right, I'm going to solve for x. 1x plus 4x is a 5x. Negative 10 makes a minus 20. Equals 90. I'm going to solve, so plus 20 plus 20, I get 5x. I'm going to run out of room, so well, I could squeeze it down here. 5x equals 110. Divide by 5, divide by 5. Let's see what I get. 110 divided by 5, I get an answer of 22. So if x equals 22, let's figure out what the angles are. All right, that's not so hard. So I'll put my 22 here for angle UVW. So the measure of angle UVW is equal to x, which is 22, minus 10, which is 12. Okay, so UVW is 12 degrees. Now Michael's going to say the next we just go 90 minus that. Should we just make it easy? So the measure of angle XYZ, you could plug in 22. You can plug in 22. That will work. You get 88 minus 10, or you can just subtract from 90 minus 12, because if they're complements, they have to add up to 90, right? They have to add up to 90. And again, that's going to give you 72 degrees. All right? Good. So I've got the x, I've got angle UVW, and I've got angle XYZ. Got them both. Got it all. All right? 7. Well, one of the things I know about the figure number 7 is this is a straight angle, and they are supplementary. Supplementary, which means they're going to add up to 180 degrees, right? Okay, so I know that the measure of angle QRT, that's that angle, QRT, plus the measure of angle TRS, that's TRS is that angle, they have to equal to 180 degrees. Straight line, supplementary, okay, straight angle, 180. All right, let's solve it. QRT is 3x plus 5 plus TRS is a 10x minus 7, and we know that has to equal 180 degrees because they're supplementary or a straight line. Okay, we can solve for x now. 13x minus 2, right? 3x, 10x, 5 minus 7 equals 180 degrees. All right, let's solve. Plus 2 plus 2. 13x equals 182. Let's see, divide by 13, right? 182 divided by 13, I don't know. 14, it goes in evenly. Nice. Nice, I like that. So x is 14. Okay, so let's find the angles. All right, well, that's easy. Let's take 14 and plug it in right there, right? Plug it in right there for 3x. So angle, so the measure of angle QRT, that's equal to 3 times the value of x, which is 14, plus 5. Right, what the heck? 3 times 14 plus 5. Just use my calculator. I got an answer of 47. Okay, so that angle is 47. Now, to find the other angle, well, let's just make it easy. I could put my 14 right there. That'll work. 140 minus 7. Or why not just know they add up to 180? That seems like the easiest way. So the measure of angle TRS. Let's see what I got. So I know they have to add up to 180 degrees, so I'm just going to go 180 minus my 47. That's that angle. And 180 minus 47, 133 degrees. All right, I got it. So a couple of things. Okay, one, your homework looks like this. Chapter review. Please do it on a separate sheet of paper. I don't think it's going to fit on here, so you're probably going to need to do your work, okay? There is no back side, it's just 1 to 15. That is your homework. Your substitute will stamp it tomorrow, so it needs to be done. And you can use this to take your test tomorrow as a help. You can use your worksheet or your notes in your test. No phones, no cell phones at all. And then the last 3D figure is this dodecador. And to find the area, because you got to find the total surface, if you can find the area of one triangle, you got to measure, right? You got to measure. Okay, measure in centimeters, you know. You've got base times height divided by 2. You get the area of one of these triangles multiplied by 5. And then you've got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, dodecador. Makes sense. It'd be 12 of them, okay? Color it, put it together, surface area, put it in the box, and we'll be done, okay? Nice job, everybody. I'll see you when I get back. Have a great Christmas. Talk to you when I get back.